You ever wonder what's under Jason Voorhees' mask? It's an iconic horror question, right? That hockey goalie mask instantly screams trouble. But what about the face behind it? Spoiler, it's not pretty, but it's oddly fascinating. Without his mask, Jason looks like something out of a twisted nightmare. And that's saying something, considering he is the nightmare for most Camp Crystal Lake visitors. His face changes depending on the movie, but it's always deformed, grotesque, and unsettling. The first time we saw Jason unmasked was in Friday the 13th Part 2. Let's just say it wasn't a face you'd swipe right on Tinder for. He had wispy hair, a drooping eye, and a mishmash of facial deformities. Then came Friday the 13th Part 3. This was where the hockey mask officially became his thing. But take it off, and his face looked like it had been melted and reassembled by someone playing Operation Blindfolded. Unsettling stuff. But one of the wildest reveals came in Jason Lives Friday the 13th Part 6. At this point, Jason looked more like a zombie than a man. The mask came off, and it was decayed flesh, exposed bone. It screamed, "I've been dead for years, but can't quit my day job." By Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, they dialed up the horror. Unmasked Jason has chunks of flesh missing, his jaw exposed, and part of his skull visible. He looked like he lost a fight with a lawnmower. It's peak nightmare fuel. The deformed look is rooted in his backstory. Jason drowned as a kid, remember? His physical deformities are exaggerated as time passes, almost like his body is decaying but can't fully die. It's a creepy, tragic loop of horror physics. But Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, took a different approach. His unmasked face was a gory mix, melting skin, jagged teeth, and this organic, almost alien-like texture. It wasn't his scariest look, but it was disgusting for sure. And then there's Jason X. Remember that one? He went to space. Yeah, space. His pre-Uber Jason face? Still deformed, still gross, but his Uber Jason metal upgrade covered most of it. A mix of sci-fi and body horror like only that series could deliver. Fans always debate which unmasking is the best or most terrifying. Personally, I think Part 7 wins. It's that perfect mix of decayed humanity and monster. Pro tip, don't Google unmasked Jason while eating. What's wild is how much effort the filmmakers put into designing Jason's face, even though you see it for maybe a few seconds at a time. It's visual storytelling on steroids, and it works. Those glimpses stick with you. Jason's unmasked appearance isn't just about scares. It symbolizes how he's more than a slasher villain. He's tragedy, rage, and unstoppable force all mashed together. He's not just a monster, he's a cautionary tale in hockey pads.